But on this Mother's Day, I want to talk about some of maybe our mothers and maybe some great other mothers of the faith. Depends how many of you have things to talk about, because I could go all day. I've been reading up on mothers of the faith, so we could go a long time. But I want to hear about some of your mothers. What is or was special about them for you? Anybody have anything? Yes, right here, Bart. Your mother's sitting right there with you.
Yes, my mother's sitting right here with me, and I am so blessed to have her. But one of my memories, my early childhood memories, was I would get up. I was a late sleeper, and my brother would be already out playing, Mom would be in the kitchen and either washing clothes or whatever. And I would come walking out, and she would look at me and she'd say, "Well, good morning, sunshine." And that is just one of my favorite memories. And my mother has given so much for us children, and we just adore her.
Thank you very much. Any others? Special thoughts or remembrances? As we're getting over there, I want to share about my mother. My mother was always, my dad always took us to church and did a lot of things, but she was also a great cook. And one of my favorite things that she made was half moon cookies. Have you ever heard of those? They were like little oval shaped almost. They had kind of a cake base, and then half of it was frosted chocolate and half was frosted vanilla. So it looked like a half moon. And I hadn't had one in years. I've seen them in some fancy shops in New York City or other big cookie places, but it's not the same. Not the same as my mom's. Either the frosting's different or the cake is different or whatever. And when I went to see my mom last time, she has this helper now that's there for a few hours a day. You know what she had cooked for me? Half moon cookies. I hadn't had them in over 20 years. And it just touched me. My mom knew I loved them, and she hadn't been able to bake for a long time. This lady helped her, and it meant so much. And just a simple little thing like a cookie just took me back to, well, more than 20 years ago. Colleen?
God gave me one of his best. I couldn't ask for a better mother than I had. She's always there when I needed her. And I've told my kids if they love me just half as much as I did my mom, I'll think I did a good job.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, my mother taught me love and peace, and amen is what Gloria said, or Paulding said about her mother. She encouraged her to make you, you know, and I'm thankful for that ever since.
Amen. And Gloria could say that about her mother. Anybody else? Alice over here. Oh, Tilly. Somebody asked Tilly, I think it was Frank asked Tilly how many years she'd been a mother, and Tilly said 10. And then she corrected herself and said 81. 81 years of mother. Wow.
My mother had 10 children, and she loved to cook, and we always had plenty to eat. Would you mind if I sang something?
No, you go right ahead.
Rocking alone in an old rocking chair, I saw an old mother with silver hair. She seemed so contented when I saw her there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. I know of some orphans in an orphan's home would think they had it heaven with her alone. She'd never be ready to see her out there rocking alone in
Billy. Thank you very much. Get you on America's Greatest Star. What's that show? America's Got Talent. That was just beautiful. You touched us all with that. Thank you so much. Wow. Talent.
I think my mother mostly taught us by example. And I was surprised the first time I got married that people had arguments. I had never seen my mom and dad argue, never heard them argue. Never heard them say a bad word to each other. And that was, such a surprise. But I guess the thing that I think of the most is that she taught me to play the piano. I can't remember how old I was. I can't remember her not playing. And we used to spend our Sunday afternoons playing duets, and now I'm getting to live that again with Ann, and I appreciate her so much.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Wow.
My mother, as was customary with a stay-at-home mom, she did everything. She gardened, she cooked, she cleaned the house. But at the age of 50, she got her nursing license. So these ladies this morning announced that they're nursing degrees. I remember going to my sister's and I went with her to Columbus to take her state boards test at the age of 50. So that's quite an accomplishment. Oh, think about that.
The goals that they set and worked toward them. Isabel.
I remember a couple of things about my mother. One thing, when anyone came to our house, they were always invited to stay and eat with us. She always seemed to have enough food prepared. And then another thing was the respect. We were taught to respect our elders, and especially our teachers. We never would have thought of calling a teacher by their last name. We thought of Mr. or Miss, Mrs. in front of it. And she, to her dying day, she carried those things out.
Thank you very much.
Two of them that basically, we always had spaghetti at home, and Mother would always make jelly bread, and she would always spread it because kids always messed up. And my brother and me and my dad would eat as fast as we could, and she would never get it. So that was kind of a memory that you don't forget. And the other thing was being dry cleaned on the way to church every Sunday. Mom had a spit, a little handkerchief. Boy, did we get it. Get up here. Always remember.